Hi friends, in this video we are going to see about the story Aladdin and the Genie of the Lamp. Aladdin was a poor boy who lived in a city in the country of China. He was the son of a tailor who had died long back. He lived with his mother. His mother worked hard to fend for herself and her son. Aladdin grew to be a very lazy fellow who did not like to work whole day long. He spent his time laundering around the street urchin. One day, a stranger came to him and said, I am your uncle. Your father Mustafa was my brother. Many years back, I went on a long journey. I have recently returned. I am much grieved to hear that my brother is no more. It pains me even more to see the poverty of my nephew and sister-in-law. I have earned wealth and I shall share it with you. I will buy you a shop for you. Then you can look after your mother well. This evening I shall visit your mother. Please inform her about my visit. He then gave him some money and went away. Aladdin was very happy to see his uncle. He ran home to convey the happy news to his mother. His mother had never heard that her husband had a brother. If he had a brother, he would have mentioned about him to me, she thought. That evening the stranger came to their house. He bought sweets and fruits for them. He also bought clothes for Aladdin and his mother. He spoke very lovingly to Aladdin. At first, Aladdin's mother did not trust the man, but when he told so many things about his brother Mustafa, she had to believe him. Yet she wondered why her husband had never mentioned the name of his brother to her. Next morning, the stranger asked her permission to take Aladdin with him so that he could guide him through the city. I am new to the city and I am sure Aladdin will be able to show me around. We can then look for a shop in the market. I want that Aladdin should start business as soon as possible, he said to her. She saw nothing wrong in sending Aladdin with him. After all, he claims to Mustafa's brother. And he had been very kind to us. He thought to herself. Aladdin was excited at the idea. So, the two went around the city and Aladdin thoroughly enjoyed himself. A few hours later, they arrived at a lonely area of the city. Arriving there, the stranger pointed at the stone lid. The lid had an iron ring attached to it. He asked Aladdin to lift the stone lid. Below it will be a flight of steps. Climb down the steps and you will come across 3 caves. In the first cave, you will find jewels and gold, but you should not even look at them. In the second, you will find a garden full of sweet fruit. Do not touch the fruit also. In the third one, you will find an old lamp. Bring that lamp to me. On your way back, you can have the fruits and jewels. Aladdin removed the stone lid and climbed down the stairs. It was dark inside. He was afraid, but the stranger encouraged him to go down. Go down, my boy. No harm will come to you. But if you refuse to go, I will not buy you a shop for you and will leave you entrapped in this cave, he said. So Aladdin climbed down. Actually, the stranger was a wicked magician. He wanted to get hold of the old lamp as it was a magic lamp. He had read about it in some book and had set off to get hold of it. He wanted to use the genie of the lamp for fulfilling his evil wishes. As he wanted a boy who could bring the lamp, he had chosen Aladdin. He had seen him playing the whole day. By his magic, he found all about his father and mother. He planned to shut him in the cave after getting hold of the lamp. Aladdin climbed down the stairs and came across the first cave. It was wonderfully lit with light emitted from rare jewels and gold, but Aladdin did not even look at them. He continued descending the stairs and soon came across a second cave which was full of wonderful fruit trees. He did not touch them and came to the third cave. He saw an old lamp lying on one corner of the cave. Seeing it, he wondered why his uncle wanted this lamp instead of 12 golds and fruit. He picked up the lamp and started to climb up. On his way back, he plucked some of the fruits, but to his surprise, the fruit were made of stone. Still, he kept them in his pocket. He came upon the first cave and picked up some of the jewels and gold for his mother. Then he came to the opening of the cave. He could not come out without help. He asked his uncle to pull him out of the cave, but the uncle told him to give him the lamp first. Aladdin refused to give him the lamp until he pulled him out. As they were arguing, the stone lid fell on the opening and closed it. The magician was angry at the failure to get the lamp. He went away from there. Aladdin was terrified. He started crying. As he was crying, he happened to rub the lamp. Lol, there appeared before him a huge genie. He was scared to see him. The genie spoke to him. I am the genie of the lamp and your humble servant. I am capable of doing anything for you. Please tell me what you want. Hearing him, Aladdin stopped crying and said, if you really do anything, then let me out of this cave. Immediately he found himself standing above the cave. He still had the lamp in his hand. Aladdin ran home to his mother and told her about his adventure in the cave. That stranger was a wicked person. He wanted to kill me by trapping me inside the cave. At first, the mother did not believe him, but when he showed her the stone fruits, jewels, and the lamp, she had to believe him. Aladdin then rubbed the lamp and Genie appeared before him. He said, dear master, what can I do for you? Order me and it shall be done. Get good food and clothes for me and my mother, Aladdin said. Immediately a table appeared and on it was laid the most delicious food items in silver and gold bowls. Their wardrobes were filled with rich clothes. The mother and son sat down to eat the most delicious food they had ever tasted. From then onwards, Aladdin and his mother started lying comfortably. Aladdin guarded the lamp closely and always kept it at the safe place. He has now understood that the stranger wanted the lamp because it was a magic lamp. Aladdin used the lamp only when he wanted something. He never tried to misuse it. One day Aladdin went to a nearby city. There he happened to see the beautiful daughter of Caliph. He fell in love with the girl and wanted to marry her. He came back home and told his mother about the girl. He requested his mother to go and talk to Caliph and ask his daughter's marriage with him. The mother asked, how could I ask Caliph this thing? They were poor and he could be having rich gifts. Aladdin called the genie of lamp and said, bring some plates full of rare jewels and rich clothes. Immediately, 12 plates full of rare jewels, gold and clothes appeared before them. They turned to his mother and said, take this gift to Caliph. I am sure you would refuse to proposal. The mother went to Caliph and gifted him the precious jewels and clothes. The Caliph was impressed by the gifts. He asked her, what can I do to you, O noble lady? She replied, your highness, I have a son. He is rich, handsome and wishes to marry a lovely daughter. I have come to ask her hand in marriage for my son. The Caliph thought for some time. He consulted his minister. One of his ministers had always wanted that his daughter should marry his son. He advised Caliph to refuse the proposal. However, the Caliph was much impressed by the old lady and rare gifts she had bought for her. He could not refuse the proposal, so he said, if you bring me 15 gold bowls full of such rare jewels, your son can marry my daughter. The mother returned home to her son. She was anxiously waiting for her to return. He asked her what had happened in the Caliph's house. She told him about the condition that the Caliph had put. She was greatly worried. How can we get so many bowls of jewels? She asked him. Aladdin, however, knew the solution to the problem. He invoked the genie of the lamp and asked him to bring 15 gold bowls full of rare jewels. Within a short time, the bowl and jewel appeared. After a week, the mother again went to Caliph. When he saw the bowl full of gold, he decided to accept the marriage proposal, but the minister came in between and said, I have made an inquiry that I have found that this woman and her son live in a very small house. Your daughter will not be able to live there. The king turned to Aladdin's mother. If your son can build a castle in 3 months' time, he can marry my daughter. The castle should be near my castle. Once again, mother returned disappointed. When Aladdin heard about the second condition of Caliph, he did not despair. He invoked the genie of lamp and asked him to build a magnificent castle near the Caliph's castle. Genie got busy with his work. He chose a site close to Caliph's castle and began to build the castle. Within a month, the structure of the castle was made. During the second month, the castle was painted and finished with the given time. And Caliph went to inspect it. He liked the castle very much. Aladdin then told the genie to make it as comfortable as possible. The third month was spent in furnishing it. The wall of the castle was made of gold and rare jewels were embroidered to them. There were full-sized windows through which enough light entered the rooms. The rooms were furnished with comfortable chairs, sofas, and beds. They were wardrobes full of rich clothes. Rich carpet covered the floors of each and every room. The kitchen was full of gold, silver pots, pans, plates, and other dishwashers. In front of the castle, there was a garden with rare trees and flowers. There was a pool in which grew exotic water lilies. There were decorated trees all around. A red carpet covered the space from the gate in front of the door of the castle to welcome the newly wedded couple. When the Caliph came to see the castle, he was filled with wonder and at once agreed to marry. An auspicious date was fixed for wedding. Aladdin dressed himself in beautiful clothes and came to the bride's place to wed her. A very grand marriage took place. After the wedding, the couple came to live in the new castle. The princes were delighted to see such a magnificent castle. Aladdin and his mother were beautifully living in the castle. Aladdin always safeguarded the lamp. However, the prince knew nothing about its secrets. Once the wicked magician came to the castle, he had come to know through his magic that Aladdin was safely out of the cave and was using the lamp for his own good. He came as a lamp seller and told the princess that he exchanged old lamps with new ones. Aladdin was at that time not at home. His mother was sleeping. The princess thought of exchanging the magic lamp with a new one. The magician was happy to get it. Aladdin was angry when she came to know that the lamp was gone. However, he soon got hold of the magician and got his magic lamp back and lived happily after. Thank you for watching.